This is the fourth video in this series working on a pool table model. And in the last video we built our first face of wood, and we're going to carry on with that, and now we need to build the wood that would come around the pockets. And if we looked at this model, there's two ways we could do that. We could build off of the protector, or we could come up with a way that's going to end up with a heck of a lot less faces. And that's the way I'm going to go about it, because I don't want that many faces. First thing I'm going to do is set up a measuring line, and I'm going to select the bottom vertices in the side pockets protector, right in the middle. So it's the middle vertices there. And on this side of the pocket of the table, at the side pocket, there's actually only a small amount of wood along this edge. So I'm going to extrude that and just set up a little measuring line. And this is all going to get deleted. So I'll set up somewhat of a measure of where I'd like the wood to come to on the corner pocket, and extrude that vertices again and pull it way up past the other pocket. To avoid building off of the present vertices, I'm going to need something else to build off of. So I'm going to select the bottom corner of the protector on each side of the corner pocket and make a face, or a line, but I'll use the F key anyways. And then I'm going to subdivide that line. So I'll use the W key and subdivide it, and select just the central vertices. And I'm going to use the 3D manipulator and the control key to pull that out until it's fully outside of the pocket. So I'll try 2 blender units in both directions. And that sets it in a pretty good location. It's pretty much meeting up with the other pocket here, or the other corner here. But for the sake of avoiding any complications here, I may need to move this a little bit, because later in the process we're going to remove doubles, and that might be sitting in a doubles range. So I'm going to scale that, and I'm going to have to scale it in 2 directions. First I'll scale it in X by minus 0.2. I'll see where that goes. Okay, that doesn't go far enough. So I'll try -1 and see what happens there. Oh, I need to grab it. That's what I'm doing wrong. I need to grab it along the X and move it by minus 0.2. And that should do there. So I'll engage that, and then I'll grab it along Y and move it also by minus 0.2. That'll move it into a place that it won't get treated as a double later on, because I don't know how that would actually affect the existence of this edge, and we need this edge. We'll go into edges mode, select those 2 edges that we just made, and duplicate them. So I'll duplicate that, Shift D, drop it where it's at, and now use the manipulator and the control key to pull it out in equal distances. And I'm going to pull it up and over by 2 blender units and call that good. Then I'll go back into vertices, and I'll select the 2 end vertices on that and scale it until it meets up with this line, and just more or less meets up with that line. A little bit past or a little bit before wouldn't matter. I'm going to set it right on the line, but either way isn't too important. Then I can get rid of this measuring line because we don't actually need it. So I'll erase those 2 vertices and get rid of that measuring line. Now I'm going to extrude the end of this down towards the corner pocket. So I'll extrude that, drop it where it's at, and that way I can create a nice straight edge. And I'm going to drop this just a little bit before the red line, and that offset will get dealt with later on when we mirror the pockets for the other pockets. And this will simply get merged with its mirror counterpart on the other side and land directly in the red line in the center, which will work out good. Now we're going to use a similar notion on this side because we don't want this many faces from working off of the protector. So I'm going to select the two corners of the space that we need to fill and fill that with a line. And that line will be good the way that it is. From that selection, I'll fill in another line in between the two lines here. And that will give the start of my face. I think I now have enough to be able to start filling things in here. So let's select these and see what we get. And I seem to have done something wrong here. I see. I've accidentally selected the top vertices in this pocket protector. Sure not fond of using the word pocket protector so much, but whatever. So I'll fill that face in, and again, I'm not sure why that isn't filling in. I must have one too many vertices selected and have to build a triangle here. So I'll try deselecting this one and fill it in. See what happens there. And that seems to work out, so that's what we'll go with. And then we'll fill in this little triangle here. And that should be good. And we can do the same up here. Let's go into edges mode though, because I find the selections are a lot easier in edges mode. I'll fill in that face, and fill in this face. And that pretty much takes care of the top of the table. So let's glance at my time. A minute and a half left. Let's just quickly fill in a couple of faces for the start of the felt. So we'll just start working on the bottom portion of this. Fill these faces in. And that comes up to the middle of the pocket, so we'll stop there and fill the rest in later on after we've made our duplicates, which I'm pretty sure we're almost ready to start doing. In the next video, we're going to attach some materials to help simplify things. And until then, happy modeling.